There is only one way crypto is going to change your life, and it's very simple. In fact, it can be summed up into two simple words: take profits. Hello, I'm Crypto Casey, and in this video, we are going to talk about the importance of taking profits in crypto and how it's especially important during the heat of this bull run because the market is definitely hot right now. Is it overheated? Probably. Why? Everyone is excited, and unfortunately, a lot of it has to do with crypto influencers hyping everyone up, which manipulates the market and certain projects to some extent. Crypto influencers have huge incentives to only focus on positive news. Why? Because no one wants to hear about the market going down or the actual state of the market, how it works, and the fact that literally no one knows what's going on in the market and which way it's going to go. Is this a bad thing? Not necessarily. However, if you do not take profits along the way, you are seriously missing out on the whole point of investing in new upcoming technology, which is 1, to make the world a better place, and 2, to become financially independent in order to enrich our lives and enjoy the unknown amount of time we have left in life. What is truly amazing for us right now is that crypto is offering a nearly once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to generate a massive amount of wealth in an extremely, unusually short period of time. People are accumulating an entire lifetime's worth of wealth, or even generations of wealth, in just a few years, months, sometimes even weeks, days, or hours. But we must remember that these markets operate in cycles. What comes up will come down. We also need to keep in mind that there are thousands of cryptocurrencies in development. And at the end of the day, probably over 95% of them will fail, leaving less than 5% to become the next global tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and Apple from the last tech wave during the dot-com bubble in the 90s. So let's talk about why it is so important to take profits in crypto if and when you experience gains. Here's the deal. This market is absolutely, insanely manipulated. It's manipulated by influencers, institutional investors, retail investors, bots, scammers, hackers, the media, government regulations, black swan events like COVID. I mean, it's pretty disturbing if you really think about it. Consider how another weird black swan event could cause society as we know it to crumble, leading to civil unrest and utter chaos. Look, imagine if there was some kind of crazy apocalyptic phenomenon like a zombie outbreak and the world turning into a Walking Dead scenario, or if some deadly asteroid was going to destroy the Earth, or if a supervolcano exploded, blocking out the sun, sending it into an ice age, or if aliens came to harvest the planet. Let's ask ourselves, seriously ponder, how useful magic internet coins would be in any of these scenarios. Yeah, completely useless. In fact, all of those would render all investments pretty much useless, except for maybe guns and bullets in a zombie outbreak. Now, don't get me wrong, blockchain and cryptocurrency technology will absolutely revolutionize the world, hopefully for the better if it remains decentralized. But let's not forget the whole point of investing in the first place. What is the point of investing? The whole point of investing, for the most part, is to generate wealth and to protect wealth. Nice. Let's move on to the second salient question. What is the point of wealth? The point of wealth is basically to ensure that we and our families can try to live the best lives we can with the finite amount of time we have together on this planet. To help the finite amount of time aspect sink in further, I'll share with you a personal story from my life that really helped me overcome the diamond hand, never selling cult mentality. So as some of my long-term followers may know, back during the 2017 bull run, I watched about a $20,000 to $25,000 investment into crypto jump to over $300,000 in value in less than a few months. And the only thing I sold was EOS. And the only reason I sold EOS is because it was the only project I didn't do any of my own research on. I literally watched a YouTube video from an influencer that isn't even around anymore who shilled EOS as the ETH killer, and I decided to diversify into it. My strategy back during that cycle was accumulating different platform tokens like ETH, NEO, IOTA, and then I threw some into EOS. Now, I don't remember the exact amount, but it was definitely less than $1,000. Maybe it was like a couple $100 or $500 I put into EOS. And then less than 2 weeks later, it hit all-time highs of around $20 per token, and my $500 or so jumped to $20,000. And again, since this was the only project I did zero research on, I just literally based it off of some YouTuber shill. I sold. I didn't sell anything else, and shortly after, everything crashed by over 90%. Out of the $300,000 value of all of my cryptocurrencies from an initial $20,000 investment, I made about $19,000 and used it to pay off my student loans. Then the following year, of course, Uncle Sam took like 30% of it. Fun. So after that, during the multi-year bear cycle, I accumulated. And I was hell-bent on pretty much never selling until like a decade or so. So I was going to diamond hand everything and not sell. I had decided I was going to grind out work and put every single spare penny I earned into crypto for years and years to come. That was my personal oath to myself until January 2020, right before COVID. Just a heads up, I'm going to breeze through this personal anecdote as quickly as possible because it is still very upsetting for me, so bear with me. Here's some backstory. My favorite aunt and uncle were high school sweethearts. They worked hard, raised my 3 cousins, lived in an awesome life, and were very fortunate to be in a position to retire by around age 50. So leading up to their retirement, they were designing and building a house, getting ready to move back closer to family, just the whole perfect American dream type deal. Retirement came, the house was complete, and their plans for the rest of their lives were to spend time with family and to travel the world together. I'm not sure how long they were living in the newly built house, but in March of 2019, out of nowhere, no prior health conditions or anything, out of nowhere, my aunt was suddenly diagnosed with multiform glioblastoma, which is the most rare and deadly brain cancer known to man. In a flash, she wasn't able to speak. After some surgeries, lost complete control over half her body. Really bad stuff. And 10 months later, she died. I believe she had just turned 50 or was about to turn 50. I don't remember. So here's the deal, guys. We don't know how long we are going to live, so please take profits along the way and enjoy however much longer you have to live because no one knows where the market is going and no one knows how much time we have left. I mean, do you really just want to stare at some numbers on your screen forever? Or do you want to use some to buy a nice house you can live in while still watching the rest of the numbers on the screen? Or how about taking a nice vacation and watching the rest of the numbers on the screen on a beach in Thailand or in a villa in Greece or in a vineyard in Italy? Don't let people shame you for selling or taking profits. Remember, we invest to generate and preserve wealth, and we use wealth to enrich our finite lives and our families' finite lives. So to try to further convince you to take profits along the way, I asked my Instagram followers to share with me how they have used their crypto gains. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, the link to my one and only Instagram account is listed in the description area below. You can follow me there at instagram.com/CryptoCasey to ask me anything you want every Wednesday and for other general crypto content. Cool, so here we go. I asked my audience this question, and this is what they shared. Hey Instagram followers, how have you used your crypto gains? Rental property. Acquired 2 properties. Traveled to 2 countries. Helped pay off my parents' debt so they could retire a few years early. Bought a laptop so I can really get in the game. Hardware wallet next. Quick note, if you're interested in safely securing your crypto on a hardware wallet, using the links below, you can access the correct and official sites of my recommended hardware wallets. BC Vault is my personal favorite. Another option are the Ledger devices, so scroll down to check them out. Let's continue. How have you used your crypto gains? Fendi bag, rescue dog, paid off car, family vacations in Toronto, park in Colombia, paid for my house with a Celsius loan using ADA as collateral, making big chunks of truck payment, will buy an apartment soon, so we'll sell a little to use, buying and maintaining a vintage car, home improvements on my current home, next will be used to acquire a second home. I've used my gains for sudden expenses such as flat tires and broken washing machines, paid off a small debt and bought a purebred Bengal cat, paid off car loan, vacation next year, Christmas gifts for the family. Bought a really nice road bike. I wouldn't have spent this amount if I didn't gain from crypto. Got my wife a 10-year wedding ring. Paying off my kids' student loans. Still haven't sold, but borrowed on ETH and climbed Kilimanjaro. $8,000 DCAs paid off my wife's master's and my college loans as well as both cars. From $32,000 in debt to 0 debt and house down payment. Break a poverty cycle in my family. Paid off my debt, paid off dad's debt, bought a Mac. Hospital bills from when my son was born. Paid for my master's. Maxed out my Roth IRA. Self-improvement and stock education. Paid off Jeep Gladiator. Paid car registration fees. A down payment for a house. Paid taxes. Building a big aeroponic farm. Paid off debts. Built generational wealth for the family and provided jobs to all the homies. Quit my yoga job and told my rich students to stop yelling at the maids. Also programming now. Paid off some debt and moved out on my parents. Down payment on the dream house my wife and I are currently building. Non-reimbursable medicine. Paid off my house and car, completely debt-free. A thoroughbred racehorse. Home down payment. Daughter's tuition. Helped my sister restart her life after escaping the grips of her abusive husband. Bought a Tesla. Accumulated enough to start my own ETH node. Now I have passive income. Coke and hookers. LOL, had to have some comic relief in there. Some of these are heavy and still heavier stuff to come. Check it out. Down payment on a second home at the beach. Nepal Mount Everest base camp. A road trip to California. A trip to Greece. Tesla Model 3. A boat named Boatcoin. Traveled to Thailand. Also traveled to Virgin Islands and got scuba certified. Next is skydiving school. Used Uni airdrop to totally pay off credit card debt last year. Deposit for buying my own apartment. I used some gains to offer my parents a vacation. Got the latest MacBook Pro using the gains. I sold Doge and paid off one of my credit cards. I used it to pay a down payment on a house. My brother's stomach cancer treatment and my niece's leukemia. Buy a new house for mommy. Buying mining equipment. BlockFi collateral loan for down payment on a condo and will pay back the loan with gains. Quick note, if you're interested in gaining interest on crypto you're planning to hold for the long term, or if you're interested in borrowing against your crypto, using the link in the description area, you can get up to a $250 Bitcoin bonus with BlockFi. Cool, let's continue. An 18-foot fishing boat with my dad from ETH gains. Invested 1K, profited 4K, and paid credit card debt that I had used for my home birth debt. A new laptop and 2 new phones for my parents. Retiring at 26. Building a van and going on a year-long road trip. Bought my parents a new 65-inch TV. Paid my MBA. Paid for a number of ayahuasca ceremonies to help deal with 5 deployments during the Great War on Terrorism. Bought a thank you cruise for my family and in-laws. Buying more appreciating assets. Paid for IVF treatment and got ourselves a baby. Best thing ever. Paid off all secondary debt. Didn't spend, but financially confident enough to start a family. Currently carrying twins. Worked hard for 10 years and could never save a dime. Now I'm about to be a full-time traveler. Also got laser eye surgery after wearing glasses for 18 years. A Zen Buddhist meditation teacher training course. Paid for my wife's citizenship and laser eye surgery. Paid off credit cards and bought a tattoo. Left 9-to-5 job and went back to freelance. Paid off my entire debt. Car and credit cards. Factory reset life at 32 years old. Saving for a home. Amazing. So do you want to just watch numbers go up and down on your screen for the unknown finite amount of time you have to spend on Earth with your friends, family, and pets? Or do you want to enrich and live life now? Take profits, fam. Please take profits on this wild journey. Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it inspiring and insightful. If you enjoyed the content, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more crypto content. So do you now understand how important it is to take profits in crypto? What did you think about how others have used their crypto gains? How are you going to use your profits from crypto gains? Let me know in the comments below. Be safe out there.